Okay, we shall begin. Others will join whenever they are able to join. Okay, in the last session, have we started with the data structure list? What have we done in the last session? That was yesterday. Okay, list, right? Yes. Good, good. Okay. So we begin with list, and we saw how can we create a list, but we haven't seen different functions of list, right? Functions of list are left to be seen. Yes. Okay. Let me share my screen. Yes. Okay. So we have seen how do we create list, how do we create multi-dimensional list, how do we create a list with different types of data types, and list with same kind of data type, how to access the element from the list, from the single dimensional list, and how to access the element from a multi-dimensional list. Okay, so we have used these functions, and I think we have also seen, yes, the length of the list, right? Using the length function, you can get the length of the list. In the same way, you can get the length of any other data structure. We always use the length function. Remember, it is not dependent on the data structure. So we always put we always put this length, and in the bracket whatever data structure's length we want to find, we just put the name of the data structure over here. Now let us try to run the list of roll number again. Let us try to print it again, and let us try to get the length again. Different methods of list. The list data structure itself can have the methods like append. We have insert, right? And if you have insert, you will definitely have remove. uh, Adding the element in a list can be done by using extend. These three functions are related to adding the elements to the list. Okay, these three functions: append, insert, and extend. And then we have remove. Then we also have a function known as pop. Just like you have, pop in stack, in the same way, you also have pop in list. Pop and remove both are used for removing the elements from the list. And in the same way, uh, this elements can remove the elements one by one. At the same time, you also have clear function that removes all the elements from the list. So these functions are related to removing the elements from the list. And apart from this, we also have the functions like, say for example, you want to get the index of a particular element, or you want to count a particular element, the occurrence of particular element in that list. These functions are similar to your string functions. Okay, index of a particular character or an element onto the list, counting of the number of occurrences of that element from that list. Okay, then we also have the functionality. These two are related to getting the indexes and the count of elements onto the list. We also have different functions like we have sort, to sort the list in ascending, descending, both the orders. We also have reverse, reversing the complete list. Without sorting also you can reverse, along with the sorting also you can reverse, but reverse will simply return the list in the reversed fashion. So these are all the functions, which can be performed onto a list. Now, do you want to experiment these functions on your own? Do you want to open your editors and experiment these functions on your own? Because the more you will experiment, actually, the more you will be able to understand. If I simply keep on giving you the answers, no, that will not do the trick. So today I'm going to do the reverse teaching, in the sense you open your editors and you yourself create one small list of whatever size you want. I'm okay with that. Make sure that you put heterogeneous element inside it. Don't keep all the similar kind of elements, similar data type of elements, and then let us try to execute these functions. Okay. So what we are going to do today, you already know how to create a list now, right? You already know how to create a list. Simply by giving the square bracket, you can mention the list over here. Create your own list and let us try to execute or perform all these functions onto your list. All right, including length. We can start from the length function. All right, so let us create your list. Create a list of marks, create a list of student names, create the list of student email address, just address, or maybe just enrollment numbers, whatever you wish to create. Please open your editors and let us create the list. We are going to see this execution and we are going to see the meaning of each and every function in your program now. So one program that will denote all the functions of list, it will be for you, it will be saved in your device throughout the semester. Getting what you need to do today? Are you getting the thing that I'm explaining you, what we need to do today? Hello? Yes, Janvi, Udit, are you getting Ami, Meera? Are you getting what you need to do? Kushbu, okay. Ankita, okay, okay, okay. So open your editors, create one small list, maybe 5 elements, maybe 10 elements, doesn't matter, and then try to call these functions. My screen is shared only, and then try to call these functions onto the list one by one, and call the clear function at last. Okay, don't call the clear function now only, otherwise this will not the list will be not having any elements after clear. So make sure that we call the clear function at last, but let us try to experiment these functions and always check the output. Okay, once you're done with the once you call the length function, no, check the list. Once you append the element onto the list, no, check the list, insert the element, extend the list along with different sizes, different elements. These are adding the elements onto the list. Let us try to execute these functions. If anybody is facing any challenges in creating the list or maybe adding the elements onto the list or anything, just let me know, I will help you out. But let us do it in your device. That way, the more you experiment, the more you will understand. If you are not able to do, I'll definitely help you out with that. But let us at least try first. If anybody is facing any challenges in creating the list or executing these functions, let me know, I will help you out. But once you are done with all these functions, you will share your screen and I will check that have you understood the concept properly or not. Okay, are you all trying this program? Okay, okay, okay. When you are trying, just ignore the extend method for now. We are going to, I'll explain you the extend method. Okay, it is a little, not actually complex, but there is a small difference between append, insert, and extend. You can ignore this method. I will do it later on, today itself. But once you are comfortable with appending the elements, inserting the elements, also make sure that append, just like the name suggests, can only append the elements at the end of the list, not from the beginning of the list, or not at any other position. But if you want to insert the elements at the position where you want to, then we need to use the insert function, because insert is capable of inserting the element at a particular position or index. When I am telling you that it can insert a value at a particular position and at that index, then you will directly, your mind should work in that way, that insert function will definitely have two parameters, that is the index where you want to insert and the value which you want to insert. While append, as it always appends the values at the last, it will not have the index parameter, it will simply have the value parameter. Okay, these things should directly click in your mind when we say insert and append. In the same way, your remove and pop, as you already know from the stack, you are aware of push and pop operations. So if you already remember the pop operation, then pop always removes the element from the top of the stack. In the same way, in our list, it can remove the element from the top of the list, but it will not remove an element from a specific position. Well, if you want to do that, we need to use the remove function, and that's where your mind should directly give you the answer, and your tube should directly, start that okay, remove will have index parameter here because it can remove the element from a particular index. So do take care of these things while you are calling the functions. And if you are struggling with anything, don't hesitate to talk to me. Okay. Done with the question? Yes, there is some change. Okay. Yes, 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 Janvi. Tell me what happened. Remove index will not be there. Okay, the element actually it is there, right? You are adding the value and the value is getting removed. Is it like that? Yes, 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 yes. Correct, correct, correct. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, I actually forgot. There are so many methods and so many languages that you tend to forget this. But yes, of course, you are right, Janvi. Yes, yes, yes. Correct. Khushbu, you are also right. It will take the value. Correct, correct, correct. Good, good, good. It will take the value and that value will get removed. Also, yes, if you are starting this point, then I want to convey one more point over here. Make sure that if in your list you have duplicated elements, then which value it is removing? Did you check it? If you have such list with duplicated fives in the list, then is it removing all the five or is it removing the first five or the last five? Or which five is it removing? The first value. Yes, good. Nancy, very good, very good. It removes always the first occurrence of the record. Good, good, good. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. You all are trying. I'm so happy to see you all that you are trying. It's always good to have response from students. Very nice. Okay. Anybody struggling with append, insert, remove, pop, index, count? Even the count will take which element do you want to count? It will take the value. Which value do you want to count? Index will also take the value which whose index you want to find. Sort is without any records. Sort will work directly, and we have reverse. Anybody facing any challenges in any of these functions? Sort will defaultly sort in ascending order. If you wish to sort in the reverse order, descending order, then see usually you will sort your list using the sort function, and the default order is always ascending. If you wish to sort in the reverse order, in the sense you wish to sort in the descending order, then just mention, you need to mention here one parameter. The parameter is reverse. Okay. By default, this reverse parameter is set as false. By default, it is false. If you mention here false, no, it means you want to set in ascending only. But if you wish to sort your list in descending order, then just mention this parameter as yes. Anybody facing any challenges? Yes, Darshit? Okay, okay, okay. So you mentioned reverse as true. If you mention the reverse parameter as true, no, then it will sort in descending order. Also check this sort with no issues, no issues. Check the sort function with both the types. So you must know. And if you remember sorting the list, it's not actually the list. If you remember sorting in Java, you need to apply loops. You need to apply, two loops in order to have bubble sort. You need to divide the array into different parts, and you need to have merge sort. But in here, you don't need to do anything. Simply call the sort function, and automatically it will sort the complete array or the list. Anybody struggling with any of these functions? Just let me know right away. I will help you out. And okay, in hybrid you cannot sort. Oh, okay, okay. Because the list is hybrid, that's why. No. Yes, Janvi, please share your screen. Just share your screen once. Yes, yes, yes. Please share your screen.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, yes. I can see your screen.
But ma'am, I was not in your first two lectures, so I had not understand about Jupyter, but I have done in CMD.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is okay. Any editor you want to use, it is okay. Yes. Okay. Show me your
Hmm.
code. Okay.
Mm,
Uh, dot sort. You are calling sort. It is telling that not supported between
mm.
instances of list and str.
List
Okay.
and
Now,
string.
yeah, because it is having hybrid record, no? That's why.
Huh.
That's why it is like that. Do you remember the lambda function in Python?
Yes, ma'am.
Then if you know that, no, then you can sort your list by using lambda function even if it is hybrid. You need to
Hmm.
handle these objects
Okay.
different. Yeah. But if you know the lambda function, you can do it. Otherwise, we are definitely going to do it once we do lambda function. It is okay. But yes, it is always tricky to, it is not possible actually, not tricky,
Hmm.
but not possible to sort the hybrid yeah, list. That is for sure. For that, we will use the lambda numbers, we'll import numbers library, and you can check is instance function along with numbers library, and then you can do. That is easy, but we'll do it in the, once we do the lambda function. That is the limitation. The list is currently heavy. Other all the functions are
Oh.
you are capable of executing.
Yes, ma'am. All functions are executed.
Okay, okay, good, good, good. Okay, okay. Yes, yes, you can stop sharing. No issues. Anybody else
Okay.
facing any challenges in understanding any of these functions? We'll do extend now, but without extend, is anybody having any questions? Okay. And whenever you get time, okay, this is something extra that I am telling you here. Whenever you get time, search on. And actually, the algorithm that this Python is using for sorting. If you remember in Java, you had the collection API and you had the arrays class. And the arrays class, the sorting method it is using, no, it is using quick sort. Okay. In Python, the sorting method used is tim sort. Okay, so whenever you get time, research on this. What is stem sort? It is actually the combination of merge sort and somewhat insertion sort. So whenever you get time, no, research on this. What is stem sort? Stem sort is actually used in backend to sort list, even your set, even your this tuple dictionary list. Everything can be sorted using the sort function, which is using stem sort in the backend. It's a kind of an interview question that what kind of algorithm the Python is using when you call the sorting function. So you must know that it is using dim sort. All right. Now let us try to see the extend function. Okay, the extend function is my okay. Yeah. Yes. So we have seen insert, append, remove. Okay, these all you already know. Now, the extend function is actually used to add multiple elements onto your list. Okay, at a time. In the sense, whenever you are using insert function or you are using append function, you are able to add only one element onto the list. Whenever you are using append, that too you are able to add the element only from the last most index, last most position. And insert, you can add only one element at a time, unless you choose to loop your code up. But with the extend function, without the use of loop also, you can actually add multiple elements onto your list. That is the use of extend function. And how do we use the extend function? As it can add multiple elements onto the list. Can I say that multiple elements, in the sense your extend function can actually, you know, add list into your current list? Okay, your extend function can actually add your list onto your current list. So if you want to use the extend function, we need to have one more list in front of it, in the sense list of roll number dot, whenever we call extend, it can add multiple elements onto the list. I can add here 1, 2, 3, and now if you print list of roll number, it can add elements onto this. What is the similarity you are finding with the extend function, or can you quote the differences between insert, extend and append now? Actually, differences between these and similarities between the last two. Can you quote it? Can you quote the differences and similarities now? Yes, anybody. See how it is adding. You can add your list onto your existing list when you use the extend function. And when you are adding the list onto your extending your list with these values, it is actually added in terms of list only. So I can, in the sense, you can even pass list over here. What I'm telling here, if you have one more list as L1, you can pass here L1, L1 being one list, because actually extend can have multiple records over here, and all these records will be inserted onto your list. Can anybody quote the difference between insert, extend and append, and the similarities between extend and append? Extend, oh yeah, I have the answers. Good, okay. Insert will add at a particular location, correct? Append will add at the last, correct? Append doesn't require index number, you are right. Insert will add the given element only. Extend will add multiple elements, correct? Did you note the similarities between extend and append method? Did you note the similarities between these two methods? What is the similarity over here? See the output. They both are adding the elements from the last only. Right? Did you notice this? Extend and append both are adding the elements from the last most position only. Right? Yes, that is the point. Element will be added at the last. Yes, you are right, correct. So extend and append, if somebody is asking you the similarities, yes, they both add the list elements at the last, but extend is capable of adding multiple elements, while your append can add only one element at a time. Right. Okay, so anybody is having any questions now so far in your list? You also have functions like max, you have min, okay, you also have some, yeah. If we want to add list 1 to 3, okay, means in the sense I am adding that only, see here, like that you are telling, Janvi? Okay, then oh, in the same way, okay, you want to add multi-dimensional list over there. In the same way, beta, see, if you want to add, this is your, you want to extend your list with multiple records like this, right? In the same way, we have created your two-dimensional list like this. You are telling, no, simple, like that you are telling, beta, 3, 4, 5, 6, anything you put here, right? Okay, list, it will take, oh yeah, okay, in that sense you are telling, oh, okay, oh yes, I got your question. See, the thing is that as your extend function can take only one argument, it cannot have separated commas like this, right? Your extend function cannot have separated commas like this. So what you can do, create one separate list. Let me help you out. Create one separate list. Okay, this is a list of roll number. No, let us create L1. I am creating a separate list which is having multiple records like this. Okay, and you can extend this list onto your current list. Now getting the solution. Because your extend function cannot work with multiple parameters, you got the exception here itself. See, comma cannot work here. Now if you can add list of roll number dot extend, you can add your list onto it, and this will do the trick. Got it? Now it will have this also. See, getting okay, okay, yes, yes, yes. Okay, now, okay, nobody is having any questions in list, right? List is clear in your mind, everybody? What about others? Janvi is only saying yes. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, good, good, good. Yes. Then we still have time. Okay. Or do you want to start tuple today, or do you want to keep it in the next session? I am okay with anything. What do you want to do? We can start today itself. Okay. So tuples. Uh, okay. Vivek is saying he wants to start in the next one. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So Janvi, see, they are outvoting you now. Janvi is actually outweighed by so many next, next, next. Okay, okay. I'll just give you a small introduction and then we'll do it the tuple in the next class programmatically. No issues. Just a small introduction I'll give. Tuple. Tuple is actually collection of same, just like list only, collection of all the objects. You need to work on list. Okay, Aditya, no issues. I can give you a few questions if you want. I can give you a few questions of list if you want, and you can practice those questions at home. Sounds good? Okay, 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 no issues. I'll give you the questions. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Before we get into that, tuple. So tuple is actually same collection of elements, just like you have in list. Same thing is there. Tuple is actually similar to list. Okay, it is very similar to list. You can index the tuple, you can nest the tuple, but the difference between tuple and list is tuple is actually immutable. When I'm saying it is immutable, I'm saying you cannot change the elements onto the tuple. In the sense, you cannot insert the record at a specific index or position. Are you getting? You cannot remove the element from a specific, index, because tuples are immutable, just like strings in Python. You also have strings. No, strings are immutable. Strings are immutable in Java also. Strings are immutable in Python also. But in the same way, tuple is immutable. And in the same way, like list, you can have multiple repetition of elements. This repetition of elements, no, it will not be there in set. Elements cannot be repeated in set. You will see this in set only. But tuple can have repeated elements. List can have repeated elements. The difference, the major difference between list and tuple is list is mutable. You can add and remove the elements from any point at any time, which is not the case in tuple. Another difference, see, you already have used these brackets now to create list, and you have only these many brackets in your keyboard, right? So as this is actually mathematical notation for giving a set, in maths you give set in this format only. So in Python also they have reserved these brackets for set only. So if this is used for list, then the last one is parentheses, and they are used to create tuple. Parentheses are having two uses over here, for creating tuples and for also calling functions. You see, whenever you are calling the function sort, you are using parentheses over there. So it depends on how you are preceding your prefix with. If it is a function, then accordingly the call is resolved. If it is a tuple, then accordingly the call is resolved. So tuples are created using parentheses and lists are created using square brackets. And that is the difference between tuple and list. I'm just giving you the bird eye view. We are going to see this in detail, of course, in the next class. Okay, before you leave, I'm giving you just one or two questions from list, so you can practice whenever you get time. I want you, the first question I want you to try is create a three-dimensional list. Okay, once you are creating a three-dimensional list, try to add the elements onto the list. Add the element, remove the element, okay, print the element. All these functions you can, do. Try to create a three-dimensional list. Next thing I'm asking you here is that you can actually, if you remember the slicing of your string slicing, try to apply the slicing on your list also. In the same way you can do slicing of string using those, if you remember the syntax, you have, the starting index, you have the ending index, and you have the steps. Or you can say how many characters do you want to skip. So using that, you can even do the same slicing of list also. Try to practice, write programs to slice the list. Once you are slicing the list, also try to reverse the list using slicing only, by giving the negative index. By giving the negative index, try to slice the list. Now, I have a few more functions of, this list actually, but that actually we can do it in the session also, or I can give you now also. Try to sum all the elements of the list. You already have a sum function, okay? So you can sum all the elements of your list. Just like you have sum, you also have compare. So CMP, you have min, max. Practice these functions, min, max, CMP. CMP is actually used to compare. Compare, actually it is used, compare two different lists. You need to have two different lists in order to use the compare function, and the compare function will return the record 1 if your initial list L1 is bigger than L2, then it returns 1. Okay, now I want you to check how it is comparing. Is it by values or is it comparing by size? I'm leaving it on to you. Okay, I'm leaving this topic on to you. See it whether the comparison is working with the size of the list, or is it returning 1 if L1 is greater than L2 in terms of the values inside the list. If the size is same, is it working with values? If the values are same, is it working with size? Check these things. The more you will practice, the more you will explore. Okay, just these questions, that's all. Okay, yeah, the rest of functions we have seen in the class itself. We have seen sorting, that all we have seen. So you don't need to, other functions, but these functions are enough. Right? Will you be able to practice these questions at home whenever you get time? Yes, you can take a screenshot. My screen is shared only. You can take a screenshot, and whenever you get time, you can work on these functions. When you are slicing the list, no, try to print the odd elements, the even indexed elements. Print all the elements whose whose is in the multiple of 5, something like that. Indexes are
क्या
odd,
बताता
indexes are even. Somebody's asking something. Okay, okay. Just take a screenshot. Done taking the screenshot, everybody? What about others? Only Nancy is saying yes. Okay, 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 okay. Done, done, done. Okay, okay, done. Then you can mention your numbers in the chat box, and then you all can leave the session. If you are having any questions, please stay in the session. If you are not having any questions and you are thorough with the functions of list, you can definitely leave the session. Yes, Nishal, Kruti, Chand, please mention your numbers and then leave the session.